All right, so I'm gonna take you around. I got the head cam on so we know, so you can see really what I'm talking about. All right, first things first, the original bungee system that went into these white holes here, they pop really easily, so we replaced those with just eyelets and regular bungees and a rope for something. It comes in handy occasionally. We added a hatch here on the front, which, you know, that way we could mount things. Everything's pretty standard here. Got the Omega rod holder there, and this here is, I don't know what they're technically called, but I've got that on the front of my seat for needle nose pliers and snips. And then we're going to go ahead and go back here to the back. I keep the crate back here for whatever, you know. I put my tackle back here. I got mounted 2 pieces of PVC pipe on there for 2 rods, because I only have 3 rods, so there's no other need for anything more. Put a hatch in the back here, just so we could deal with the skeg that is mounted on the bottom. And that's a lot of ants. We're going to have to clean that up. Oh, and in the front also mounted these U-bolts, and, you know, marine gooped them on there so nothing would leak through. That way it's easier to tie down. I was tying down to this, but I don't want to break that. We took these out, the rod holders out, and put silicone underneath it so it doesn't leak. Did that on both of them. We also did that on all the hardware that's stock. I haven't done it on the handles yet, but I'm not having a problem. Mounted a rod holder. Put in a paddle mount there. That way if I don't feel like doing it and I'm just floating. We also put the U-bolt in the front, GoPro mount there, GoPro mount there. The one that was here fell off. But the big deal with this is the seat. Although it is comfortable, it wasn't entirely comfortable. After about an hour and a half, you'd start getting pain right there in the back of your legs. So after trial error, just over and over and over again, I finally figured out what I need to do. The big thing is underneath. I just have this, we'll explain that here in a minute. I moved the seat frame as far back as I could get it, the actual fabric, as far back as I could get it, and then shoved a throwable flotation device in that, and loosened the straps up a little bit so it's a little more forgiving as far as weight, because I'm a big guy. And that's all I ended up doing to the seat after all the stuff that went through it. Oh, I also added a pool noodle up here on the backrest. No biggie there, but the big thing is getting that back end up so it's not so painful. Just a 2x4, and I cut the edges so it would get into the grooves a little better, because these are slightly angled going in, and you just set it in there and presto, you're good to go. Now that seat is comfortable for, I don't feel any fatigue whatsoever till about 2 hours, and then I just stretch my feet out for a few minutes and go back to what I was doing. Also, it raises it up, so now you actually have some storage under the seat. You know, if you're just going to be fishing soft baits or whatever's in your little Plano box, you can stuff it in there instead of having to reach behind you. So that's the top of the boat. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Now under the boat, I'm going to take off my headband here. You saw in the back hatch those bolts and marine goop, and that's because I added a skeg, and it is removable. And this skeg, when I bought it, was like 9 to 10 inches long. It was ridiculous. So I just cut it down to this short stub, and just that alone keeps this boat straight. It's unbelievable how good it is. And also, you know, got my kayak cart here that I built just out of plywood and a couple pieces of PVC pipe sized for the actual track under the boat. And that's about it, guys. It's pretty simple. This was an old office chair I put pool noodles on so it doesn't sit on the ground. So now what I need to do is clean this thing because apparently I've got an ant problem in my boat overnight. Something got back there in this thing, and I definitely don't want an ant problem in my boat. So that's what happens when you spend a lot of time in the trees. But thanks for watching. Oh, it's a Lifetime Teton. Little small for me, a 10-foot boat. I'm going to be getting a bigger boat soon. Well, not soon, but eventually. They're kind of expensive, the ones I'm looking at. So that right there under the tarp, that is the Mystery Jackson boat, which we'll be doing a video on very, very shortly. So thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you later.